So, the 2024 Academy Awards are just a short week away. They're going to be this coming Sunday. And with the awards coming, I want to give my predictions on who's going to win each category, which movies are going to be snubbed, which movies are going to get screwed over, which actors are going to get screwed over, and which people are going to deservingly win. Now, I'm going to structure this video like pretty much every other creator. I'm going to tell you what's going to win, the movie that I predict will win at the Oscars, but I'm also going to tell you the movie that should win, the movie that I want to win. And a lot of the times, specifically with this list, a lot of these categories, I have two different picks for each category. They don't usually line up as much as I wish they would. Hey, but that's life. We all have different opinions, and obviously the Oscars are not going to agree with my personal opinion every year, nor should they. Everybody should be thinking differently. So let's get right into it. Let's stop wasting time. We'll start with the writing nominees. First up, original screenplay. We have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. This one's easy. For me, like, really, there's a couple of these movies that I could see winning realistically. Really think The Holdovers probably has a good chance of winning here, but I'm going to make a pretty big prediction here. This is going to be my first big swing, kind of go against the grain, and I'm going to say the movie that should and will win, we'll get both of my picks here, should and will, is Anatomy of a Fall. I think it's the best original screenplay of last year. It would easily be my pick, and it's been getting a lot of love from a lot of different festivals. This movie seems to be really loved by critics, and by the Academy as a whole. I think are really going to enjoy this movie. I could definitely see this movie taking home screenplay here, and it probably will be the only thing it wins. For adapted screenplay, we have American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. This is an easy one. Oppenheimer's going to win, and it also should win. It's easily the best film in this category. You can make an argument for maybe Poor Things, but it's just obviously not going to be strong enough to take over Oppenheimer in the spot. Oppenheimer will get its first big Oscar of the night. Visual effects, we have The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon for some reason. This is a tough category. I could see like pretty much any of these movies winning besides Napoleon, probably. My personal pick, I think Godzilla -1 should probably win this one. It would be really cool to see. I think that film has some really incredible effects. It also had the smallest budget of any movie on this list. But I guess I'll go with my gut. I'll say Mission Impossible wins this one. They'll give Tom Cruise another Oscar for one of his films. They really like him, and I'm sure they'll be willing to give Mission Impossible. It's a movie that deserves this award, so I could see that happening. The award for sound, the nominees are The Creator, again, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. My personal pick, I think The Zone of Interest should win this one. It has some of the most unique sound design I've seen in a movie in a very long time. The sound of this movie is literally the highlight for me. It's the one thing that I really took away from this movie that I really, really loved, so I think it should win it. It's not gonna win, though, because Oppenheimer's gonna win. Oppenheimer's just going to probably sweep through this Oscar season. You're gonna see me give out a lot of awards here, predict that Oppenheimer wins a lot of these categories, and sound is no different. It's gonna get this this Oscar here. Production design, we have Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Now, there's really only two movies in this category that could win, so I'm going to pick both of them and choose both of them. So first off, the one that should win is Poor Things. Poor Things is some of the best production design I've seen in a very long time. It is absolutely beautiful. Yorgos Lanthimos' attention to detail in the settings in the world to create this fictional sort of world that we're in within the movie is just top-notch. It's second to none. But Barbie is going to win. This is the category that Barbie's going to win. Might be the only one, or there's one other category that Barbie's definitely going to get an Oscar in, but this is the main category that Barbie should be really proud of. The set design of that movie is beautiful. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's an achievement, and it should be recognized here, and it's going to be recognized here. Barbie will win production design. Best original song, we have The Fire Inside from Flaming Hot, I'm Just Ken from Barbie, It Never Went Away from American Symphony, Wahazi, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that, but the one from Killers of the Flower Moon, and I apologize.
Well, I'm not even going to attempt that.
What Was I Made For? Also from Barbie. I'm Just Ken is going to win, and it should win. I mean, come on, it's I'm Just Ken. It's the most iconic song of last year. If anything else wins, it'll kind of be ridiculous. I guess the other song from Barbie, the Billie Eilish song, What Was I Made For? That's probably like the sleeper here, but if it's not I'm Just Ken, like, what are we doing? It's like one of the most iconic songs of the last decade in cinema. It's gotta be that. Original score, we have American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Oppenheimer will win, obviously. It's one of the best scores of last year. It's an incredible score that really gives life to every single moment of the film. I also think Oppenheimer should win. It would be my pick amongst this group, But there's one other movie that I think had a slightly better score than Oppenheimer that's not nominated somehow, and that's Godzilla Minus One. Hell of a score. That movie has one of the best scores I've heard in like a monster action movie. It's just such an adventurous 80s type score that we just don't get very often these days. It's amazing. Also, Across the Spider-Verse should also be in this category. That score is unbelievable. Makeup and hairstyling, we have Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow. I don't know. This one's, it could really go to any of these movies, I guess. I'm just gonna pick Poor Things. Probably will win and probably should win. That'll be my pick for this. I think this is the main award that Poor Things will be getting on Sunday. And, yeah, good for them. Everything, the makeup and the hair all looked good in it. So, yeah, good job, Poor Things. Best International Feature, we have Io Capitano, Perfect Days, Society of the Snow, The Teacher's Lounge, and The Zone of Interest. Now, The Zone of Interest is going to win this award. The Academy and pretty much everybody in film, all these different award shows, clearly really love The Zone of Interest. It's nominated for Best Picture. It's got a bunch of other nominations. It's going to win in this category. But should it win? Hell no, it shouldn't win because Perfect Days! Oh my god, Perfect Days is so much better than The Zone of Interest in my opinion. Wim Wenders put out one of his best movies, arguably his masterwork. It's an incredible film that not enough people saw, and yeah, it should be nominated for Best Picture. It's one of the best movies of last year, and just a little bit underappreciated. But yeah, Perfect Days should win, but it will be The Zone of Interest. Film editing, we have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Another split category for me. What do I think should win? I think Anatomy of a Fall should win. I think it's one of the best edited movies of the year. There are moments in that movie that really, really work specifically because of editing choices that were made in the cutting floor. And I just think it's one of the best and smartly edited movies I've seen in a while. I think it's brilliant. It's a masterclass in editing. But Oppenheimer's going to get another one here. Oppenheimer is definitely winning this award, and I'm not going to complain because the edit in Oppenheimer is ridiculous. That movie's so fast-paced. There's a billion scenes that they had to kind of merge into one because the way Christopher Nolan structures his movie is all the scenes sort of bleed into each other, and the movie never really takes a second to breathe. It's just kind of like one large piece of music. Everything bleeds into each other like sections. And that really is accomplished through the edit, and yeah, it deserves the Oscar here, but I like Anatomy of a Fall a little bit more. Best Director. We have Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. Very, very easy category. It will, and it should be, Christopher Nolan. I mean, this guy has been one of, if not the best filmmaker in Hollywood over the last decade, and he has been snubbed by the Oscars time and time and time again. This dude can't even buy a nomination most years, despite the fact that his movies are so beloved and so acclaimed by just about everybody. Finally, he's getting the recognition that he deserves, and when he gets that Oscar for Oppenheimer, it won't just be for Oppenheimer, it'll be for everything that he has contributed to this industry, to his fans, and to the world of film. So yes, thank you, Christopher Nolan. You will win this Oscar, and we will all be very, very happy to see it, specifically me, who is arguably the biggest Christopher Nolan fan on planet Earth. But if I had to choose somebody else, Justine Triet, Anatomy of a Fall, great movie. Go watch Anatomy of a Fall. It's amazing. Best Cinematography. We have El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. There's another one. It's going to Oppenheimer, and it should go to Oppenheimer. It's some of the best cinematography of the year. Obviously, it's nominated here. The cinematography in the film is beautiful. It's such a huge movie. It's massive. The whole thing was shot in IMAX, which is just visually unbelievable if you got to see it in IMAX. Every single frame of this movie is very deliberate. The way they shot the nuclear blast was incredible. Every single thing that was done with the camera in this movie works at a very monumental level. The cinematography in this movie is epic, it's brilliant, and it's as what you would expect from a Christopher Nolan picture, and it will win this award. Poor Things, honorable mention, should also get some recognition. The cinematography in that movie is incredible, as it is in pretty much every Yorgos film. Animated feature film, we have The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. What movie should win? Well, easily Across the Spider-Verse should win. In my opinion, if you've seen my list from last year, I ranked it as my second favorite film of the year. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's one of my favorite animated films that have ever been created. It's an absolute accomplishment of filmmaking, both in writing and animation. The film is just unbelievable. I still to this day cannot believe it exists. But it's not going to win because The Boy and the Heron's going to win. Listen, I love Miyazaki. The guy deserves to win an Oscar. He deserves recognition. I really like The Boy and the Heron. I'm not going to agree with this decision because I just think Across the Spider-Verse is a lot better. But The Boy and the Heron's a fine movie, and I'm not going to cry too much when when Miyazaki gets his Oscar here. Now to the big ones. We're going to go to the actors and actress nominations. First, we'll start with the actresses. And here are the nominees. Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer.
Party 16 years ago. But 17 years ago. My mistake.
But you said...
Sorry, 18 years ago.
Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple.
And her husband say I can live with them as long as I please. Now I come here out of respect.
America Ferrara in Barbie.
But somehow we're always doing it wrong.
Jodie Foster
That's
for
why you want to play
Naiad.
ping pong. You never want to play ping pong.
No. So, Bonnie.
Absolutely not. No.
You said I needed to do something to get out of my funk.
I meant you should sign up for speed dating or get a therapist. Not come out of a 30-year retirement for some dangerous, absurd fantasy.
Divine Joy Randolph for The
My husband
Holders.
invited me to go visit them in Roxbury, but I feel like it's too soon. Like Curtis will think that I'm abandoning him, you know? This is the last place that my baby and I were together. Not including the bus station.
And the Oscar is going to go to Divine Joy Randolph. Easily is going to get this Oscar. She's won pretty much every single award show for this category. She's absolutely incredible in The Holdovers. Definitely deserves the role, the award. There is one performance that I probably would put slightly above this and give the Oscar to. So my should win in this category is Danielle Brooks. I just don't think enough people saw The Color Purple, and I think that movie was too much of a mess to really allow for Danielle Brooks' performance to really shine through versus The Holdovers, which was pretty much just everybody loved that film. But I think Danielle Brooks did something really special in The Color Purple and really brought her A game, and I would give the award to her. But Divine Joy Randolph, really great. Definitely deserves the award here. For Best Actress, the nominees are Annette Bening for Naiad.
You're never too old to chase your dreams. And 3, it looks like a solitary sport, but it takes a team.
That's right.
Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of the Fall.
You're not a victim. Not at all. Your generosity conceals something dirtier and meaner. You're incapable of facing your ambitions and you resent me for it, but I'm not the one who put you where you are. I've nothing to do with it.
Carrie Mulligan for Maestro.
Proudly, I don't need. And look at me now. Who's the one who hasn't been honest?
Emma Stone for Poor Things.
What? So Bella's so much to discover, and your sad face makes me discover angry feelings for you.
And the Oscar will go to Lily Gladstone. Woo! Everybody's so happy Lily Gladstone gets her Oscar. I'm not happy because there's one person that gave the best performance of the year by far, and I'm not just talking about this category, it's all categories. The best performance of the year was easily Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, and the fact that she's not going to get recognition for that performance just irks me. Makes me very mad. So yeah, Sandra Hüller should win. Lily Gladstone's going to win. Listen, Lily Gladstone's great in Killers of the Flower Moon. She's really good, arguably the star of that movie. She's just not in a lot of it, at least enough for me to be considered the leading star of the movie, which is why is she not in the supporting actress category, a category that she would have won, deservingly so. But she's in the best actress category, and I just feel like she's maybe the third or fourth best performance amongst this group, and it just annoys me that Sandra Hüller's not going to get her Oscar here. But either way, Lily Gladstone will win. Sandra Hüller should win. That's just how it is. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Here are the nominees. Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction.
Why did I have no idea? Why am I the last to know?
Because you love them too much. Enemies see each other better than friends.
Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Why did you do it in the back of the head? It's so simple. The front is the front, the back is the back. He has to make it look like he done himself. It just looks like murder. It's not supposed to be
Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer.
The man who moved the earth, he talks about putting the nuclear genie back in the bottle. Well, I'm here to tell you that I know J. Robert Oppenheimer, and if he could do it all over, he'd do it all the same.
Ryan Gosling for Barbie.
Can you just hold on for 1 second?
Oh, okay.
Sublime!
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that.
And Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. And the Oscar will and should go to Robert Downey Jr. The most obvious prediction of this entire thing, everybody's known for months that Robert Downey Jr. is getting the Oscar. I will say, this is the most packed category of the Oscars. Literally all 5 of these performances, most years would probably end up winning this category. This is some of the best performances in this category we've seen in quite some time. Mark Ruffalo, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Sterling K. Brown, who everybody just kind of was wondering why he was thrown in here, just felt like another name. But Sterling K. Brown is unbelievable in American Fiction, easily the standout of that movie. Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon, a movie that's almost going to be forgotten in this Oscar season just because it's not going to win anything. Unbelievable in that film as well. I just feel like Killers of the Flower Moon was one of those movies that everybody loved because of Martin Scorsese, and it had some decent moments in it. But it's a movie that outside of Lily Gladstone's performance is just... people have kind of forgotten about it when it comes to the grand scheme of things with movies this year. Like, it's not really going to get any technical Oscars. It's not going to get anything else outside of Lily Gladstone. And Ryan Gosling, obviously amazing. But Robert Downey Jr., he deserves the Oscar. He's amazing in Oppenheimer. It's the best performance in this category for the year. And yeah, it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. And here are the nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Coleman Domingo for Rustin.
After all that's left undone, am I yet again forced to justify my existence?
Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers.
Don't get me wrong, you have your challenges. You're erratic and belligerent and a gigantic pain in the balls, but you're not your father. You're your own man.
Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Well, remember this day.
Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Black.
That's me. Ellison. Yeah. He is me, and he and I are black.
Oh, bingo.
No bingo.
And the Oscar will go to Cillian Murphy. Yes, Cillian Murphy is going to win this award. He's won it most places, most award shows, and obviously the Academy and everybody, they absolutely love Oppenheimer. It's going to continue its run. It's going to win Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. It's going to get 2 acting nods, and it's going to get the Best Director win as well. Cillian Murphy's definitely deserving of this. He's an incredible actor. He's absolutely underappreciated in Hollywood. This is really, I think, his first leading role in a film, and he's going to get the big award on his first try, which is amazing. Which is great to see, because I want to see more Cillian Murphy in the future, and I think getting this award will lead to kind of like a ripple effect of him getting leading roles and getting more jobs, which is great. He's not who I think should win, though. There's one performance I think was slightly better, and it's honestly the performance that I think has a slight chance of winning this award. I don't think it's a conclusion that Cillian Murphy's definitely going to win this one. I don't think this one's easily as predictable. I think there's a chance that the person that will win is Paul Giamatti, and he's who I think should win. I think Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers is a really special performance. He's really incredible in it. It's a movie that's really heartwarming for me. It's a movie that I think most years probably would be sweeping the Oscars, but this was just such a packed year that it didn't really, it just came out at the wrong time to get that sort of recognition. But I definitely would like to see Paul Giamatti on that stage giving his speech, because I love Paul Giamatti. It's going to be Cillian Murphy. Finally, Best Picture. The nominees for Best Picture this year are American Fiction.
I'd be standing outside in the night.
Deadbeat dads, rappers, crack. You said you wanted black stuff. That's black, right?
I see what you do.
Anatomy of a Fall.
Yes. I don't know what happened. I think he fell off that third floor. The window's open.
Barbie.
To the real world. You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel.
You have to want to know, okay?
The Holdovers.
That's been left behind at Christmas? That nobody wants him? What's wrong with you?
There's nobody here, okay? You stay out of my way, and I'll stay out of yours.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
We should have known it came with something else. They're like buzzards circling our people. We're still warriors.
Maestro.
Oh, she's so beautiful. Tell me about her.
Oh, she's wonderful. She's a lovely girl.
What age are we living in? One can be as free as one likes without guilt or confession. Please, I know exactly who you are.
Oppenheimer.
What do in your head?
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Chances are near zero.
Near zero.
What do you want from theory alone?
Zero would be nice.
Hairstyling.
What a good story this is. Childhood sweethearts who reconnect 20 years later and realize they were meant for each other. In the story, I would be the evil white American husband standing in the way of destiny.
Shut
Four
up.
things.
Tell me, where did she come from?
I shall. For it is a happy tale.
And the zone of interest. And the Oscar will go to, no surprise, Oppenheimer. Yeah, it's Oppenheimer's year. It's Christopher Nolan's year. Everybody knows this. We've known it for months that Oppenheimer is going to sweep the Oscars. It's going to sweep on Sunday. It will win Best Picture. And am I going to complain? Christopher Nolan's my favorite filmmaker ever. He's the reason why I love movies. Am I going to complain that he's going to win Best Picture and all of these other Oscars? Goddamn right I am, because Anatomy of a Fall was my favorite movie of the year, and it should win Best Picture, and I'm going to complain and bitch and moan because I want my movie to win, and it's unfair that people have other opinions than me and they think Oppenheimer should win. How dare they? Their takes are so bad and so wrong and so stupid, and you see what I have to deal with in my comment section sometimes? The stupidity of some of it. But either way, yeah, Oppenheimer's going to win. It should win as well. Anatomy of a Fall would be my pick just because I love the movie so much. A little bit more. But Oppenheimer definitely should win. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's Nolan's masterpiece. If you ignore Interstellar and Inception and The Dark Knight and The Prestige, yeah, then Oppenheimer's his masterpiece. But you know, those movies probably should have won this award too. And we're going to see a big Oppenheimer sweep. We're going to see a second year in a row where one movie really just kind of plows through the Oscars and wins sort of everything. It's been a while, really, since we've had an Oscars that was sort of split on films. I guess 2022 you can consider with Coda, which eventually won Best Picture. But that was also a really weak year for film, like in general. So like it wasn't really a competitive film year. It was just there wasn't a lot of great movies. And it's kind of been that way for a few years now. So it's been a while since we had a 2019 sort of year where there was really like 5 movies that legitimately could have won Best Picture. And it ended up obviously being Parasite, which is the right choice. But it was really sort of like an anything could win. The Irishman, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it could have been anything. This year, we've known since it came out, it was going to be Oppenheimer. Last year, we knew from pretty much the start it was going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once. And this year, yeah, it's going to be Dune Part 2. Next year, when I'm predicting the Oscars, it's going to be Dune. It's going to win everything, of course. So maybe next year in 2025, we'll get something a little different, but we'll see. Those are my predictions, though. Let me know what you want to win down below, and let me know what you think is going to win. Let me know both of those down below. Make sure to like, subscribe. I upload every single day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, click the video that's on your screen right now to watch more of my content.